Well, hello. You join me out in the Peak District once again. Today I'm in Buxton, very lovely place. And the purpose of this camp is I want to test my winter gear. So I've got a new sleeping bag for season one. I've got a Cedar Summit Comfort Plus insulated sleeping pad. Now, I did use that in the summer last year, but I never got a chance to use it in the spring or the winter. So this will be the first time truly putting it through its paces, really. So I think first things first, we're going to get the tent up. I brought my Hilleberg out. I was hoping to have my new tent that I'm planning on using for future wild camps, which is going to be a Wild Country by Terra Nova Helm 2 compact. However, it's not arrived in time, so we're going to use the Hilleberg again. But I've seen good reviews about the Wild Country, so shouldn't really need a test. But yeah, let's get into it. And then I've got some food to cook up. I'm going to be trying to cook some macaroni and cheese in my little jet boil like thing, so we'll see how that goes. And then we've got some good supper later. So I'm going to crack on with putting the tent up now. Okay, so that's my tent put up. It's a Hilleberg Nalo 2 for any of those wondering. Now, interesting story how I got that, but you'll have to watch another video. First ever video I made on this channel actually, so feel free to check it out. It's a good one. I'll give you a clue, I got the tent for free. And it's like £1,000 tent, so worth a watch. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you the area I'm in. So, lovely area basically. Now, there is some sheep right next to where I'm pitched. So hopefully they're not too noisy in the night. But for now, I think I'm going to get into my tent and I'm going to get set up. So I'll see you in there. So, I've come in the car, but I've tried to pack everything into my rucksack. Basically, I wanted to just try and fit everything in my bag. So I brought the car, but I've not used it for extra storage. Everything I've got for the weekend is in my bag, including the tent. The tent was in the bag. So let's get the sleep system set up. It's going to get down to about 1-2 degrees tonight. Currently, no mind, it's 0 degrees, so it's already freezing. So I brought a thick roll mat just to put under my actual sleeping pad, just to bump up the R value a little bit and also just protect my mat as well. So I'll get that rolled out. So I've got the mat rolled out now. So to go on top of it, I've got my Cedar Summit Comfort Plus insulated. This is my pride and joy, minus my tent. Best bit of kit I bought last year. Now, for those of you not seen these before, it comes with a pump sack, so that clips on, and using Bernoulli's principle, you blow into it and it does it all for you, so you don't need to carry a little vacuum pump thing. Now, this is the large version, but it packs down nice and small, so well worth the extra money. The only problem is trying to actually blow it up in the tent because it's massive when it's actually flat, and then obviously it goes to size. So there we go, it's up. It's quite thick. Doesn't need to be too thick though, because it's got this hexagonal pocket system, so it kind of molds to you. It's very comfy anyway, and it's also quite good for side sleepers. Very much would recommend. So for sleeping bag, I have got the Euro Hike Adventure 400 4-season sleeping bag, or so it claims to be. Comfort is 1 degree, limit -4, extreme -21. Now, we are currently at 0 degrees. If I look at my weather, we are going to get down to -1. So, we are going to pass the comfort rating of this bag. However, I think combined with the sleep pad and the mat underneath, will be plenty warm enough. And if not, I can always just put this over my sleeping bag to double up. I think we'll be okay. I mean, look at how poofy it is. That's the hood. It's the inside. I think it'll be nice and warm, to be honest. And then to finish off the sleep system, my little trespass pillow. And the cool thing about this sleeping bag is it has a pillow pocket. So I just slide that on in, and then my pillow is now in there and won't move about. How great is that? I'll let you know how that works in the morning. If it's annoying, I'll let you know. If it's great, I'll let you know. So, to review: ground mat, sleeping pad, bag, and obviously pillow. I think we're going to be plenty warm enough. So, now that the sleep system's all set up, I brought with me a luxury item. Now, this does take up quite a bit of space in my bag, so let me get it out and let me show you what it is. So, my luxury item for the trip is this. It's a little fold-up camping chair. It's made by OEX. Now, on the website it looks a lot smaller, and when I got to the shop I was a bit surprised at how big it was. For reference, that's my arm, and I'm 6'2.5", so I've got quite long arms. It's not heavy by any means, probably about 1.5 kilos, maybe 2. I can't remember the actual specs. But one of the things I always struggle with on a hike is I get back and I find that my back just kills half the time, probably from just poor setup of my rucksack, not having it adjusted properly. But either way, I'm always just like craving a chair. So I bought this just to give me a bit of like back support in the evening, and I just think it'll make my camp so much better. And if I can fit it in my rucksack, then brilliant. And the good thing about this test camp is this is going to be the fullest my bag's ever going to be, because I've got my biggest sleeping bag, my biggest tent, added luxuries, so this is the limit. The only thing I've not brought is my Trangia this time. I have brought the frying pan, but I brought my little jet boil thing, and I bought the frying pan adapter for it. I'll show you why in a bit. I've got a bit of a twist to add to my macaroni and cheese, so bear with me for that. Anyway, let's get this set up. So, there we have it. Nice little chair. There is a knack to putting it up, but I practiced at home because I didn't want to look like an idiot on the camera. So, that's just the bag. I think I can zip it back up and it just kind of hangs behind. There is these straps. I can't quite remember what they're supposed to be for, but I put them ends on because I figure I was going to be on a field, and I think that'll probably be best for mud. I don't know. Anyway, next I think I'm going to take a seat. I'll get my stove out, and I think I'm going to boil up some water because, like I said, it's 0 degrees. I'm not the warmest. I'm going to put some gloves on. My hands are pretty cold now. And I might make a cup of tea. I'm going to make a cup of tea, I reckon. Looks like the fog's starting to roll in, which isn't great, but hey ho. So, got my gloves on because it is definitely not the warmest. For my stove, I brought the OEX Takana. Now, it's a bit like the jet boil, but it's a bit bigger. Just as good, I think. I think it's like 20 seconds slower to bring in water to boil or something stupid like that. Basically negligible. And it's more than half the price, so it's brilliant. I decided against a cup of tea. Can't be bothered to faff about. I'm just going to have a hot chocolate instead. Now, as I'm preparing to make this, let me tell you about the plan for the evening. So, the sun is going to set at 4:23, and it is currently 3:45. So we've not got too long. I'll probably have just enough time to enjoy this and just chill, enjoy a bit of peace and quiet before the sun starts to set. And when that does happen, I'm going to stay outside as long as possible, because obviously I can't sit in my chair outside, inside the tent. Oh yeah, just runs on a little gas canister, by the way, which fits in there nice and easily. It's brilliant. I've left the actual stove adapter in my bag, so I best go get that. Yeah, I've got quite a decent signal out here, so I think this evening I'm going to wrap up warm in my tent after I've eaten, and I'm going to watch an ice hockey match. My team's playing tonight, so I'm going to live stream that game. But before then, I've got to cook tea. Now, I'm going to tell you what it is now, just to hopefully get you as excited as I am. I like to experiment when I'm out camping. This time I've remembered a backup. So, if you've watched my last camping video, I would recommend it. It went disastrously wrong. I tried to cook those little Chicago-style microwave pizzas in a tranche, burnt it all. And I meant to bring noodles as backup, but I forgot. This time I brought noodles, so we're all good. My ambitious project for this camp, now obviously I don't do this while wild camping, but when I've got the car and I can bail if I need to, may as well. My ambitious project for this camp is I'm going to try and make macaroni and cheese in this. So I brought some macaroni, I brought some powdered cheese sauce and some powdered milk, and then I can just add water to it all, and that should make the actual macaroni and cheese. And then to make it extra cheesy, I brought some four cheese grated cheese. So that should be good. And then there's a twist, but I'm not going to tell you the twist yet. I'm going to make you wait for that. Anyway, I'm thirsty. Let's make a cup of tea. Ooh. Well, that wasn't good. Don't know if you saw that or heard it, but the gas valve was open. So as soon as I actually screwed it into place, it started leaking a load of gas. Good thing I've done that out here and not in my tent. It does come with one of these little stands, which are great for your gas canister. So this just lines up. And slots into place like that perfectly. So I've just measured out how much water I need basically in my mug, rather than just trying to guess. Well, that's the kettle brewing. I'll sit back and relax and wait for that to boil, and I'll see you once it's done. Now I'm starting to feel a bit of a chill, so I'm going to whack a hat on and probably put my hood up. Just get on top of it. No point sitting here suffering out and getting cold. So yeah, so that's better. Just got a hoodie on underneath. I can always put my main coat's hood up if need be. Yeah, so cheers. We're sitting enjoying my hot chocolate while I watch the sunset probably, and I'm gonna have a read of How to Win at Chess by Gotham Chess, Levi Rosman. So probably not of interest to most of you, but I like to play chess in my spare time. So I've already read it once, but I forgot to bring anything else to do and it was already in my car for some reason, so I just figured I may as well read it again. Yeah, cheers. Hello. It has got quite cold. It's still saying it's 0 degrees. Probably can't see it. There you go. I think it is about 0 degrees, maybe -1. The weather forecast for the evening is saying it should be 2 degrees right now, and it's going to stay at 2 until about midnight and then go down to 1 with a low of 1. Given it's about 0 now, and my watch is saying it's 0, I think that's not true. I think we're in for a 0 sub-zero night, but that's what I wanted. I wanted to test my gear. You may notice my hood has changed colour. I brought some spare clothes. I always do, because on my last camp I got soaking wet on the first day, so I, had spare clothes to change into for the second day. Best decision I probably made that weekend. So I brought some again, and the jumper I was wearing, I just felt it wasn't the thickest, and this blue one is a bit thicker, so I've swapped into that. I've also put tomorrow's t-shirt on, so I've double layered on the t-shirts. Still got the hat on, and now I've got my coat hood up as well. I'm feeling a lot warmer now than I was before I did that. I also went for just a quick walk, just to get some blood pumping again. I went down to just explore the campsite. There's a little farm shop. I did cheat and have a slice of cake there. Obviously, I've not brought that with me, but it was too tempting. It was a Mars cake for those who are interested. Anyway, the time is about 5:30, and as you can see, we've lost all light. So I'm going to crack on with cooking my tea. So, macaroni and cheese. The way this is going to work, I'm going to boil my macaroni in my OEX Takana, and then once that's pretty much done, I'm going to drain off that water, bar about 300 millilitres. Actually, no, I need to cut it off, about 150 millilitres. And then I've got a cheese sauce mix. So it's just in a powder form. You've got to mix that with milk. Now, I've brought powdered milk, so I've worked it out beforehand, did the ratios. So that's pre-prepared. I'm just going to chuck that into the pot. And then once the cheese sauce starts going, to thicken it up and give it a proper macaroni and cheese kind of vibe, I've brought some grated cheese, 4 cheese. It's like red Leicester, cheddar, mozzarella, and another one. Anyway, can't remember. Chuck that in. That'll make it proper cheesy. I'm then going to have to clean my pot out after, so I just brought some tissue. There is a wash station, but I just intend to scrape it around. The only other thing I need my pot for after that is just a drink before bed and a drink in the morning, so that'll be all right. Because in the morning, I'm having pancakes. So I'll be frying that in my little pan, so that's no problem. The twist in the macaroni and cheese. I brought some little chopped up bacon lesions, I think they're called. Anyway, it's basically little chopped up bits of bacon. And I brought some lard because I thought that'd be all right. Because my oil won't freeze, but it's a bit more difficult to transport, whereas lard, easy. So I'm going to fry off some little bits of bacon. Let's crack on with it, because I'm hungry. So there we go, there's the finished product. As you can see, it's nice and gloopy. We got the bacon in, all the cheese sauce, and cooked the macaroni. I think I'm onto something here. Obviously, we now need to do the taste test. So, taste test. Looks good. That is really nice. That is actually banging. Let me get a better picture, a better look of it for you. See it? There you go. Right, I'm going to enjoy while it's warm. Well, that was lovely. However, that's going to take some cleaning in the morning, I think. But that's a problem for another day. For now, I've got pudding. Let me show you what it is. For pudding, I've got golden syrup treacle cake thing with custard. So that's going to be nice. Well, I've just finished watching my ice hockey game. We lost 4-2. Tough one. Felt like we did enough to win that, to be honest, or at least take it to a draw, but wasn't to be. And against title rivals as well, so tough one to swallow. Not how I wanted my evening to go, but I've had a good time. I did eventually get warm, so I've had to chuck loads of layers on, and I did wrap myself up in my sleeping bag. But I'm warm, and I've been debating with making another drink. And to be honest, I'm not going to. If I was freezing, I'd make a drink just to warm myself back up. But I don't want to have to put myself in the position where I need to get up in the night to go to the toilet, because I feel like that will get me cold, because I'll have taken a load of layers off at that point. Because if I get to sleep, I just want to stay asleep tonight. So with that in mind, I'm gonna have a crunchy as a bit of supper, and then yeah, so I suppose this is it. I'll sign off for the evening. Stick around to the morning. I'm gonna make pancakes in the morning, so that should be fun. I'll see you in the morning. Oh, temperature -2. So to say it was only supposed to go down to 2 degrees originally tonight, we're now 4 below that. So my sleeping bag's comfort rating is 1 degree, which is why I brought this one, but I think we'll be all right. Anyway, good night.
Morning. I slept okay. Wasn't the warmest. I slept for a while and then I woke up cold and then I got warm again, fell asleep again. Repeat. I think the problem was I went to bed too warm, took too many layers off, then had to start adding them back on throughout the night. But I think the bag has potential. I was on a little bit of a slope, it seems, because I've woke up, I started in the centre of my tent and I woke up fully on the side of it, which has meant my bag's been rubbing up against the walls of the tent, so it's absolutely wet with condensation. But that's why I brought a little microfiber towel, so should be alright. Right, I'm going to get up and get some breakfast. Well, I'm up out of my tent, and as you can see, it's very misty. And as you can see, my tent is pretty much frozen. There's a fair bit of frost and ice on it. But no worries, I'll just have to let it air when we get home. Right, I'm going to get breakfast on. So, I have brought this pancake mix. The plan is to add it into this bag, add the water, mix it up, and then fry it in the frying pan. I think I put a bit too much water in, to be honest. Either way, time to get frying. So it seems breakfast is a failure, which is a bit disappointing because I was really looking forward to that. Reason it's a failure is my stove. It's a bit too windy. I've tried moving behind my car, but that's not very practical because obviously I wouldn't have my car out while camping. Although obviously I would probably be behind some rocks or something. But yeah, the problem with it is it's just not producing a high enough flame. The wind's just blowing it. So lesson learned, I guess I need to just get some kind of windbreak, some kind of foil shield or something. Yeah, so I'm just going to pack up and go, I think then. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've learned some lessons, but on the most part I think my gear will work and I know what I need to do now for winter wild camping. So be sure to check out other videos on my channel. Thank you very much, like and subscribe. See you in the next one.